your MP has one job to represent you. For this, we, the taxpayer, pay them a salary. It's a straightforward contract. You do the work, you get the money. But what if your MP could get paid twice? Once by you to be in Parliament, and a second, much larger paycheck, so to speak, from a media corporation specifically to not be in Parliament. This isn't a hypothetical scandal, so to speak. Since his election in July 2024, it's become Nigel Farage's business model. He gets a taxpayer salary to be the MP for Clacton and a massive paycheck to sit in a TV studio and talk about the meetings he's supposed to be attending. This isn't just double dipping, this is a masterclass in monetising public office. And frankly, we're here to sarcastically applaud his innovation approach to public service. Bravo! Bravo! Let's break down the sheer genius of this operation. On one hand, you have job number 1, Member of Parliament for Clacton. After 7 previously attempts, Nigel finally made it to the green benches of the House of Commons. For his role, he receives the standard MP salary of nearly £94,000 a year, funded by you. The job description is fairly clear. Turn up to Parliament, vote, scrutinise the government, hold surgeries for their constituents and represent their interests. It's generally considered a full-time commitment. Most MPs do complain that they are completely overrun with work sometimes, but Nigel Farage is not most MPs, which brings us to job number 2, professional pundit. This is far more lucrative and it seems more enjoyable role too. The main event is his contract with GB News, which has helped him earn hundreds of thousands of pounds since the election. But the perfect illustration of this system is his appearance on shows that analyse PMQs. The premise is simple. While the Prime Minister is being questioned in the House of Commons, a key event an MP is paid to attend, Nigel can be in a comfortable studio, watching it on screen and offering his analysis, all while having his tummy tickled. Let's be crystal clear about the mechanics of this. Job 1 pays him to be in the chamber, asking questions and holding the government to account on behalf of the people of Clacton. Job 2 pays him to be absent from the chamber so he can talk about what's happening inside it. One employer, the public, pays for his attendance. Another employer, a media outlet, pays for his absence. It's a perfect, frictionless, self-sustaining system of reward for shirking responsibility. But let's be honest here, this is not a one-off. It's a pattern. Farage has skipped Prime Minister's questions to appear on the airwaves, justifying it as more worthwhile than sitting in the House of Commons, being abused by a Prime Minister and having absolutely no chance to respond. It's an extraordinary defence. He's essentially saying that participating in the central accountability sessions of our democracy is a waste of time, but being paid to live react to it is a valuable public service. He complains that PMQs is rigged, but records show he has a startlingly low record of even applying to ask questions. It's a performance of perpetual grievance designed to justify his chronic absenteeism, and it is chronic. An analysis by the campaign group Hope Not Hate graded his first year in office. According to their metrics, he earned an F for speaking in Parliament. He spoke just 45 times compared to the Green Party co-leaders 152 times, or the Lib Dem leader Ed Davey 97 times. For voting, he got an A. This isn't the record of a diligent public servant, it's the record of a man who treats Parliament as an inconvenient backdrop to his real career. A career as a media personality. And what a career it is too. In his first year as an MP, his media work put him on track to make over £1 million. Reporting based on his financial register record showed a GB News contract, GB News contract, paying him a rate that worked out to an estimated £98,000 a month. Let that sink in, deformed supporters. And that's on top of the thousands of pounds for newspaper columns and even more for Cameo. You know, that service where you can pay celebrities for video messages. Meanwhile, the average salary in his constituency of Clacton is around £35,000 to £40,000 a year. This isn't just a tale of two jobs, it's a tale of two completely different realities. What about meeting constituents? For months, Farage claimed he couldn't hold traditional in-person surgeries due to security advice. He told one radio host he wasn't about to let the public flow through the door with their knives in their pockets. A dramatic claim. The only problem? It wasn't quite true. Parliamentary authorities disputed his version of events, clarifying they had no record of giving him such specific advice and would never tell an MP to abandon their democratic duties. Farage was later forced to backtrack, and while he did eventually hold some events, that initial reluctance spoke volumes, didn't it? For a self-proclaimed man of the people, he seemed remarkably determined to avoid them. So let's get this straight. While you're working one job to pay your taxes, a portion of that tax pays a man to not fully do his, because he's too busy doing his other much better paid job, which consists of complaining about his first job. If you try to explain this to someone, they'd assume you were describing some sort of Monty Python type satirical comedy sketch, but it's not. It's just business as usual in Westminster for our Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage hasn't broken the system, he's perfected it. He's disrupted the whole concept of public service by proving that it can be a lucrative side hustle. Why bother with the tedious grunt work of being an MP, the casework, the committees, the voting, when you can build a multi-platform personal brand instead? Why represent your constituents when you can simply perform the idea of representing them live on air? This is the politician as an influencer. Parliament is just content. A vote is a potential TikTok clip. Investigative reports have confirmed Farage as the highest paid MP in the current Parliament. He complains about being silenced in Parliament, yet his voice is everywhere, on the radio, on television and on social media, where he has more followers than the Prime Minister. He is the most visible, most vocal and most handsomely rewarded absentee employee in British politics. He is not a public servant. He is a content creator whose subject happens to be his own dereliction of duty. So congratulations, Mr. Farage, a true innovator. He has solved the work-life balance problem that plagues so many other MPs. The solution is simple. Get paid for both. Don't choose between serving your constituents and serving your media paymasters. Do both at the same time, with the former simply providing the raw material for the latter. Let's be honest here, he's not serving the people of Clacton. He's serving his bank account live on television every week. He is a monument of modern British politics, a man paid by the state to do a job and paid by the media to explain why he can't be bothered to do it. It's a masterclass in having your cake, eating it, and then being paid to host a show about the experience. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.